What's happening, Ramon?
Yeah, hi Tony. Just watching the ball game here and getting ready for a big weekend of action in the playoffs and some UFC, other stuff. Yeah, that minor league football. That maybe that too.
Yeah, that too. A lot of the do. Okay, here we go with the minor league football. We don't really talk the NFL draft, but there's a lot of stuff happening coming up this weekend. We go to the ice tonight here on TNT as the Panthers host the Bruins in a tight series here. Bruins road favorites -130, total 6.5.
Yeah, NFL cracking down on some players today for some gambling issues. How about that? Boston and Florida, Tony, in Game Three tonight in Florida. Uh, Panthers they won Game Two, 6-3. That's big news because Boston. I mean, they're not going to roll through 16 straight games. We know that, and maybe if anything, this might be their toughest opponent in the whole playoffs. If this goes down like this, Florida's already given Boston two of their five three-goal losses this season with that 6-3 victory. Brandon Montour, what a job he did for Florida. The defenseman picked up a couple of goals in the game, and that propelled Florida to the 6-3 win. We know Boston won the first game 3-1. Linus Olmark struggled in game two after a solid game one, and might be a little banged up. Maybe it's just an opportunity to bring in Swayman for his first playoff start. Swayman has a 2.27 goals against. Now Olmark is a 1.89 goals against this season, but Swayman's statistics might put him among the best backups in the league, if not some of the best goaltending in the league. Certainly among the best backups in the league. Uh, Boston missing their good centerman, veteran Patrice Bergeron. He's out for this one again. He scored 27 goals this season. He's also sharp with his assists. So Boston missing a key element to their offense right now shouldn't be a factor necessarily for a Boston team that really have lost just back-to-back games twice all season. So they're still coming in here as a favorite tonight. They're terrific on the road. Terrific everywhere. One of the best seasons in NHL history. So, can Boston regroup tonight? It sounds like they want to make some changes, the coach said in his quotes. Maybe, after a 6-3 loss, any coach is going to kind of say, hey, we got to do something. We're not doing things we're supposed to be doing out there. That basically was the thing, trying to make plays that weren't there where there weren't plays to be made. And that's the thing for Boston. I mean, they look always so cool and crisp with their passing in front of the net, behind the net, all kinds of crazy angles, finding players open there for deflections, putting the puck in. That's kind of a secret to their success. So they really shouldn't try to get away from that. Maybe just try to shore it up defensively against the high flying Panthers. We know the Panthers can score as well, 36.8 shots per game. But I will note that in this series, the last 12 meetings in Florida have gone 3-8-1 to the under. This despite the fact that 4 of the 5 meetings went over this season between these two teams. They did have 3 of those in Boston. So I think you got to get back to square one here, like they did in game one. Now we know we turn around here, but Boston's going to need to shore up things defensively, in my opinion. This is apparently turning out to be a contrarian side. With the move to the over, I mean, look at that, Tony. You got it on screen there, 6.5 under 19, and I've sent it in at 6 over. Yeah, there's some 6 overs out there, but I'm not going to hesitate to take a little bit of a juiced 6.5 now in the playoffs. I'd rather do that. I think in this one, a lot of times I'm going to come on and I'll stick with the 6 on screen, no problem there. But I think anybody who's going to get involved in this playoff game and get that 6.5 juiced at a reasonable price, considering the circumstances. This is a playoff game. Last time I checked, so I'm already going to lean to the under in all my picks and handicaps. So maybe that only solidifies it a little more. These teams were maybe Boston more of their games on the road went over. Florida most of their games on the at home went over as well, but in general, they aren't overwhelming over teams. So when you're dealing with a 6.5 in the playoffs, a team like Boston that they can clamp you down a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure that Boston's lost it just yet, and I'd expect a bounce back here to a certain extent. Mindy and I agreed on the morning steam show that Boston was still going to be the side, and that price has come down dramatically there at $1.30. So, if anything, it looks like Florida is, I would think, attracting the attention of sharp bettors here. I would think Boston still a public side. I don't think, Tony, that Joe Average is going to be looking to get on the Florida Panthers here, despite the fact that they are at home. I expect a improved or extra effort defensively from Boston in this one, and maybe a little bit of a zigzag, and that's what we're kind of seeing maybe in these playoffs. And see this low score in game one, just 3-1, come back with a big score in game two. Now we're back in Florida, in Sunrise, and I think in Florida, in South Florida, and I think that this one will be a low-scoring game tonight. Alex Lyon in there for Florida. Anybody remember Sergei Bobrovsky? Nowhere to be found at this point. Lions taking over the lion's share, if you will, of goaltending minutes for Florida in the crease. 2.89 goals against, which is below Florida's season average of 3.32, most of those coming with Bobrovsky in net. Line only really took over in goal over the last month and a half of the season. So Lyon is the man here. And Swayman, he's confirmed. Swayman is likely. One thing there, Olmark was listed on the injury report, as I said. But I think it might be just a comfortable time maybe to get Swayman in there after one of Olmark's, might be his worst game of the season in that game. Faced a lot of shots from Florida, wasn't getting a lot of help. So Boston 5-15-1 to the under against teams above 500. I have it going under. I think public looks like they're smashing the over button a little bit too much to my liking, Tony, considering this is a playoff game. We've seen some goals in the playoffs, certainly, and I've not been totally clicking on my unders, but I can't stop, especially in the postseason right now.
All right, Ramon here. Bruins, Panthers under 6. Of course, the Panthers won both home meetings against Boston this season. They won 3 in a row at home against them. And a lot of the games this year between these teams, including game 2 of the playoffs, have been on the higher scoring side, Ramon.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, you can look at them; they're all, I believe, 7-goal games there for the first few of the season. It was only that 3-1 game, and again, you look at the playoffs. You're obviously going to be a little bit tighter. That's the way you got to be if you're going to win these games eventually. Is have outstanding defense, and Boston, if anything, sound the alarm with the best team, with one of the best regular season teams. I'm not going to believe in any a jinx talk here with this team. Doesn't like I said. Maybe this is their toughest matchup. Get out of this round, and there's still some very good teams in the East. It's just that Florida matches up well with Boston in that division. I mean, that's proven with Florida's success against them. But willing to hang my hat a little bit tonight on the team that had not only a President's Trophy victory, if you will, but one of the best records in league history. Just wasn't an average best season, best team in the league type of season. It was historically one of the best. So I think Boston gets back to it, and I think the way to do it on the road would be defense. Throw it the other way around, and maybe it gets into another shootout, maybe the other way this time with Boston winning. But I think to send it on the road, I'm going to go against kind of those season trends about how they do with Boston on the road, Florida at home. They did trend more to the over. I'm going against that tonight and saying that Boston, because they're on the road, will need to exert more defensive pressure in order to make sure they get out of Florida with an important Game 3 win. Not get out of Florida, but get that first win at least to keep this series at even and also regain that advantage right now that Florida has taken away from them.
All right, Ramon here. Bruins Panthers under a total of 6 goals. This one have a start time here of 7:30 Eastern time on TNT. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. Of course, great results here for the year. 5,533 units of profit for 2023. That is all documented, so you can verify that by going over to Tony'sPicks.com, going to Ramon's handicapping page, go down to pick history. You can verify all that. All right, Ramon, tonight we've got 3 on the board from the NBA playoffs, 4 on the ice. Still another 14 games from Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
I'm focused tonight on the playoffs. I had one of my lightest nights of the year yesterday. That didn't work out. So let's get back to what we do best, and that's make some picks. I've got a 3-pack right there you see in the NBA. Friday night 3-pack. There's 3 games. I like all 3 of them, of course. Let's get involved tonight in the NBA playoffs with our matchups: Boston, Atlanta, Cleveland, and the Knicks, Denver, and Minnesota. Pick up those 3 plays. They're profit guaranteed over at Tony's Picks for $30. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. That'll lower that price even further. If you're not with me on one of my long-term packages that you see there, pick up this Friday night 3-pack in the NBA. See what all the hype is about. Plus 5,500 units so far this season. I'm based on just $100 plays, so you can get that introductory pass, if you will, with the NBA playoffs. Get you rolling for the weekend if you're a big NBA fan. In the NHL, also 3 games tonight. All of my picks are coming in every game but this one, Tony, in the Boston, Florida. Carolina Islanders, Dallas, Minnesota, Edmonton, and the Kings. Pick up the 3-pack tonight in the NHL for $30. See it there, right there on screen, and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Even if you buy both, use that promo code. Save 20% off the NBA, off the NHL. I have a Major League Baseball pack coming out just a little bit. Want to see a few lineups if I could. Yes, after yesterday's results, so I want to make sure we solidify that and have some good winners here on Friday night. Got to get a good, strong card going on Friday night and head into the weekend with some extra units in your pocket. So hit me up over there at Tony'sPicks.com. You see my other packages there, including my 3-day, my 7-day, and my 30-day. How about the 3-day package right now? Friday, Saturday, Sunday will include UFC Fight Night 71 in Las Vegas. Got a heavyweight bout to lead the card this week, and I'll have probably a 3-pack. I'm thinking right now in the UFC. Got a couple of strong plays with the card in Las Vegas, here in Las Vegas this weekend in the UFC. So check that out. We'll have that up there and available as well. Try to look at some other games. Yeah, some of those other sports end up making it in the Discord. We're not covering the minor league football in our back end, if you will. So we'll try to find some winners for you. Keep the bankroll rolling. A lot of those games coming on national TV and ESPN. So I know some people are watching them, maybe, but I don't know. With the playoffs going on, that's where the focus is. That's where the money is. That's where everybody's excitement is. So we'll have more plays in the playoffs this weekend, and Major League Baseball, of course, this weekend. Full cards Saturday and Sunday, including tonight's card as well. So appreciate all the support here at Tony'sPicks.com. And Tony, we had to. Mindy was kind of, putting, I think, a little bit of butter around the comment there. It was a good show because we had good picks and good, but my internet gave out and I was gone for like, almost feel like an hour, but it was about 5 minutes, and it was the longest 5 minutes of my life with that old Las Vegas internet. But we did have a fun time, anyways, with the show. Seeing new faces always interesting, and when they make their comments, it's like they know exactly what's going on, so you know that they're watching the show as well. And even though it took a little while to get through this pretty big card, we still ended up with, the consistency, like Minnie said, those high viewer counts that are making us come back every day and make it worth our while to come back and chat with everybody. I like how she had all the nicknames down of the big locks for everybody in our chat. I've asked them all to come up with special nicknames for their plays because anybody could have a lock. Why not have I need my own special nickname for the lock, I think. Here, I got to come up with one for me, but we do have a good time with everybody, and I think people come to rely on some of the chat members for some of these plays, as well as Mindy and I, the way they're going. So you can join us in the Discord as well, and that's where the conversation continues. We also have, many of those members of our chat room in there talking about games. There's that table tennis there, Tony. Yeah, I guess we all, you can. Here's the thing: everybody's like, the table tennis. You could actually find the video feeds. It's not like they're just popping up random 15s on the screen and just telling you who won out of these Russian. It's all over there in Russia. You don't want to bet this, but anyways, Tony, appreciate it. I'm gonna have a big night tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com, and hats off to our handicappers over there, also doing a great job. Been a good week for the crew for sure.
That's right, guys. Got to work with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. He does have his plays up there for NHL, a 3-pack as well as 3-pack from NBA. But instead of buying these plays individually, the long-term pass. If you just want to try Ramon on a Friday, the 3-pack is great value there for you. Weekend Warriors, all Ramon's premium plays here for 3 days. All his NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball. Of course, we're still in round 1 of the NBA and NHL playoffs, where there's still lots of volume, so this is a good time to get on board. Of course, peripheral sports, Ramon will be in action here with the UFC card here for Saturday, so get on board. Maybe some other peripheral sports, we'll see. We know he keeps an eye on the soccer. We know he keeps an eye on tennis and more, but we know for sure it'll be UFC on Saturday. So get on board. That promo code TonyT at checkout will save you 20% off. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, then go ahead and land on Ramon's page and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, I'll just throw this up here for you right now. We're keeping an eye on this one here. Cubs and Dodgers now at the top of the 5th. They ran Urias out. He gave up another base runner. They took him out. 5-0 still the Cubs holding here against the Dodgers.
Yeah, Belly hit a home run. Mancini hit a home run. So the Cubs continue to click. We can put them right up there, I think, with teams like the Pirates and the Rangers as a good surprise team so far, doing a nice job. The Cubs at home today against the Dodgers, man. And Smiley just seems to really love to pitch at home. I was thinking Dodgers, and right now Cubs. Hats off to the Cubs. Hey, it's nothing. Friday afternoon. That's Cubs baseball. That is baseball at its finest. So I'm watching it. Maybe the Dodgers come back for me, but good job by the Cubs so far today. Going to be tough. Smiley really knows what he's doing. Yeah, crafty pitchers. Gives those crafty guys running out there with Smiley and Stroman. I give him a lot of credit, right? He resurrected his career. I wasn't necessarily on the decline. I think he's just getting older, so he has to be a little more tactful in his pitching as well. So I think the Cubs have done a good job in the front office as well, building a little bit of a nice roster and a nice lineup as well. I don't think they're going to be, off to a fast start and totally fade. It's going to be tough. I would expect, the Brewers, Cardinals, can they get rolling? I don't know. Can the Cards get anything together? I don't know. So let's give the Cubs a lot of credit right now for what they're doing early on this season.
All right, we didn't get Ramon was a Twitter account. We put a Twitter account for Ramon at Tony6Ramon. There with picks and of course more offers from Ramon there.
Yeah, I have a play up there right now. In college baseball today is my Twitter play. I'm gonna probably get into it once we get to the NCAA regionals and playoffs. We'll probably able to cover some games on Tony'sPicks.com. So until then, I'll just keep it hot. Watching some of these games, I've given you a big underdog today, so follow me at Tony's Picks Ramon to pick up a pretty big underdog today in college baseball. I like the number of games. I just want to pick one there, keep everybody aware of what's going on, and because I will be firing once we get to, as long as we're covered, I think we will, once we get to the postseason in college baseball. So follow me at Tony's Picks Ramon. Try to bring you some other stuff there, maybe regurgitate some of the video content as well. We build that up a little more. I'm going to bring you a lot more content. So please follow me if you want to get more free winners, free content over there at Tony's Picks Ramon. As soon as I start to see that build up, we'll really get that one cooking. And also in the Discord, more plays. Gave out a couple winners yesterday, including the late game in the National Hockey League. Gave out the over in the game on Thursday night between Winnipeg and VGK. So gave out that winner there. And also, we'll be back tomorrow, Mindy and I, more morning steam on Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific, previewing NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, and then I usually just throw in those minor league football plays where they're long enough that we don't want to get too much into it. And most of my read is really just what the market's doing and what I'm seeing with the eye test. I'm not too statistical based in some of those plays, especially they're just coming across as free plays right now. And because it's football, I end up putting those games usually on one screen and keeping it on there and checking it out. So I still enjoy watching a little football mixed in with all these other games. But it's all about the playoffs this weekend, Tony. It is late April, so we're knee deep right now in these first rounds. So until they start whittling away, we've got usually 7 or 8 games. Run them all day tomorrow and Sunday. That's how the fans like it. Bringing them up, one at a time. Don't have to squeeze them all into the night card, overlapping each other. A lot of times they're all spaced out pretty nice anyway. Hockey might be a little different, but still plenty of action to keep on the screen. And I'll have you in action from morning to night if you join me on Tony's Picks this weekend. I'll be rolling with action in the leagues. High volume, I'm sure, this weekend, Tony.
That's right, guys. Got to remember from Ramon Scott at Tony's Picks. Check out all the social media outlets where the plays are posted. All right, Ramon, it's always great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thank you, sir. Have a good weekend.
Yeah.